Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, where it's all about creating the life you want, the business you want, and making a real difference. Join us in unlocking the code to true success. And now your host, Tony Caliendo, Master Coach with reTHINK Coaching.
Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, episode number 8. I'm Tony Caliendo, Master Coach here at reTHINK Coaching. And today I want to share a thought and a conversation with you that's been something I've experienced lately that I think is really important for us to talk about and the impact it can have on our business and on our lives. You know, I've been asking myself this question lately because I felt like something was off. Something just was no longer in alignment. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but my gut was telling me something was off. And so I asked myself a very simple yet powerful question that I'm going to invite you to write down and think about. And the question I asked myself over and over and over was, are you in the right room? And that question is fairly simple, yet so incredibly powerful because, like I said, something was feeling off. I knew instinctively something was not right. And I had to take a step back and look at, is it me? Is it something that I am doing that I'm no longer in alignment or congruent? Or is it the space that I'm in, the company I'm with, the business affiliates that I have, the friends or family that I have? And I know that can sound extreme with friends and family, yet they're in your room as well, or you're in their room as well. So that question of, are you in the right room, kept playing over and over and over in my head. And having a gut feeling that something was off or that I was no longer congruent with who I had aligned myself with was really weighing heavy on me. And I just didn't know it until I took a moment to stop and really reflect upon it. And I will tell you, I think in life, this just happens. We do something over and over and over, and we become habitualized. We become numb to the situation just because we fall into this pattern or this habit. I always liken it to, we become habitualized in life to a lot of things. And I always liken it to, some of you might relate to this, you're going to have a party at your house and you want to get your house ready, just make it look extra special than what it looks like maybe on the daily. And you finally go, oh my gosh, there's that hole in the wall. I've been meaning to fix that for years, and now I'm going to take care of it before this party. Well, you become habitualized to that hole. You walk by it every single day, and you become numb to the fact that it's there, and it's just a blind spot. And that is what can happen when we stay in the wrong room for a while. We just become numb to the fact that it's no longer supporting us or serving us. It's no longer moving us forward, and we just become numb and habitualized to it. So if you're feeling off or you're feeling that something is amiss, ask yourself the question, are you in the right room? I know, and I know, and I know that sometimes making a decision to change seems way more challenging than just staying where you are. Because let's be honest, the brain, right? Our brain, we've talked about this in previous podcasts, our brain wants to keep things consistent, does not like change, and wants to protect you from change. So here you are thinking about changing rooms, brokerages, companies, friends. And your brain's like, oh, no. It's easier just to stay comfortable. When the reality of it is, it's not, right? It's just not. It's harder to stay in a place that's not supporting you. It's harder to stay in a space where your energy is being stifled. It's harder to stay in a place where your light can't shine. It truly is. And so making that decision is probably one of the biggest gifts that you can give yourself. I love when I get to a point where I can make a decision to take action, where I decide what I'm going to do. Because there are so many options and so many thoughts that go through your head that until you make a decision, yes, I'm moving rooms. Your brain is going all over. It's like a pinball machine. The ball's bouncing everywhere. When you make a decision to act, when you make a decision to make a change, it calms the brain and it actually gives the brain a direction to go. I now know what I need to do. Thank you very much for making a decision. Now let's go do it. So making that decision, which I recently did, was one of the best gifts I could give myself. And the moment I made that decision and executed it, and like I said, it did not come lightly. It did not come without a lot of thought, meditation, and prayer and conversation. Yet the second I accepted that that was the right decision and I did it for me, it was a game changer. Everything changed. My energy changed. My passion came back. My drive came back. It was game on. And it was in that moment that I realized being in the right room matters. So take a look around: business, friends, family, life. Are you in the right room? The other thing that I want to talk about, that there's two more things I want to talk about that really align nicely with are you in the right room? And that is proximity and who's in your front row. And so I want you to think about this. So I'm talking to you today, and I'm going to imagine that, let's just say I'm on a stage doing a presentation and there's rows of chairs. Who is on your front row matters. I mean, think about it. If you're presenting, would you want people on the front row that are heckling, that are challenging you in ways that are just being mean or vindictive? No, you don't want, you want those people on the front row that are your biggest raving fans, that are going to get so much out of the interaction with you in that space that they're in. So you want to be really aware of who you've allowed on your front row, which leads into the conversation around proximity. So not only is being in the right room important and paying attention to who's on your front row, who's on your front row is who's got the greatest proximity to you. Think about that, right? The people who are in the front row have the greatest proximity to you. And you want those people to be people who are in alignment with you, just like you want to be in proximity with people that will serve you in a way that allows you to be the best version of you. So let me give you an example of this. We, and I say we because my company, reTHINK Coaching, we hired a coach for the company. And this coach is being coached by Tony Robbins. Okay, so that's pretty amazing. I am not at the point yet where I'm ready to have Tony Robbins as my coach. However, my coach is in that space, which means he is sharing that space with me. I've paid for proximity to my coach, who's got proximity to Tony Robbins. It matters. My proximity to my coach has made a huge difference. Who I choose to be in proximity with matters. And you get proximity one of two ways, right? You earn it or you pay for it. Let's be honest. You can earn it through trust, through relationships, through business partnerships. You can earn it through friends and family, right? Because they're also people you're in proximity with and you give proximity to you. Or you write a check like I did and you pay for it. Now, there are a lot of other reasons why I hired this particular coach, because he's pretty freaking amazing. And that was a big part of it, though. I was getting proximity to a group that I wanted to be part of because that is who I think like. So ask yourself the question: who are you in proximity with? And I think sometimes even more important, who are you allowing proximity to you? You know, there's that saying, right? You become the sum of the five people that you spend the most amount of time with. And I believe that to be true. And that really is the same way of saying the people that who you're in proximity with is who you become. So take a look around, right? Am I in the right room? Am I in the right space? And who am I in relationship with? Who's on my front row? Do I need to change it up a little bit? Sometimes, again, that is a difficult decision to make. And we think it's just easier just to allow it, allow that heckler, allow that person on the front row who doesn't really support me, the person who doesn't believe in me, the person who is not there to cheer me on and watch me succeed. We just allow them to hold that space because we think it's easier. And much like thinking it's easier just to stay in the wrong room, it's not. I mean, imagine a presenter. You've been to a conference before. Imagine that the presenter is talking and the front row is full of people that are heckling and making inappropriate comments and being difficult participants. Would they allow them to stay in the front row? Most likely not. Yet are you allowing people to stay on your front row in your business and in your life that are not there to support you? Make the decision to change it. It's one of the best gifts you'll give yourself. And I'm not saying run out and, change all of your friends, change brokerages, change business partners, change whatever. I am saying ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question and make a decision. If you're not in the right room, if you're not in proximity with the right people, and if you've allowed the wrong people on your front row, it makes the difference. Deciding is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. It truly is. Think about how important it is to create the space for you to shine, create the space for your business to grow, create the space for you to grow as a person. That happens because you've made a decision, right? Everything that you've achieved in life up to this point and in your business as a direct result of a decision you made. A decision, a simple thing. Make sure you're making some really great decisions about where you're aligning and who you're allowing to align with you. Okay, team, are you in the right room? I hope you feel like you're in the right room here, because I promise you, I really, really want everybody to achieve the level of success that they want in life. I will be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest supporter. I would love to be on your front row. I would love to be the room that you come to, that you feel safe, you feel supported, and you feel like we are here and I am here to cheer you on. I appreciate you being here. Go make it a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you must come check out the Mindset Architect Group Coaching Program. It's our monthly program where we explore the power of your mindset, help you identify what you truly want in business and life, and then help you reach those goals. Come check us out at rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. That's rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. We'll see you there.